Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Sleeman Center here in beautiful downtown Guelph for Cold FX Guelph Storm Hockey on Rogers TV. I'm your host, Trevor Pryor, and this is why you play the game. The OHL Championship is on the line. Both teams playing for the Robertson Cup. The Guelph Storm versus the North Bay Battalion here in Game 1. Should be a heck of a matchup, so for more on the game, let's go upstairs and join Steve Fitzsimmons and Bill Granger. Gentlemen.
Well, thank you very much, Trevor and Bill. When you look at this upstart Battalion hockey team, a lot of people, of course, the pundits didn't think they'd get here, but they've earned their way here. They've basically got progressively better in each series, including a sweep of the Oshawa Generals, and they're led by a really strong leader, one of the good leaders in this league, and their best offensive player in Barclay Goodrow.
Yeah, Barclay Goodrow, he's a free agent signing by the San Jose Sharks, and this guy can do it all offensively for the Battalion, and he comes in with 21 points on this postseason, and he's got 11 goals among those 21 points. And you know, he's 6'2", 214 pounds, and he's on a line with some big guys as well, along with Ben Thompson at 6'4", 220, and Nick Paul was 6'2", and 202 pounds. Is there a bigger line in the Ontario Hockey League? I think not. And with Barclay Goodrow's point offensive leadership on that line, this is going to be a trio that the Storm will have to contend with all series long. And we saw what they could do against the fallen, as we say in the East, falling victim to the Battalion on the way to this OHL Championship Series. So they were a big part of it for Goodrow leadership that way. But certainly congratulations to them for their Eastern Conference Championship.
Well, certainly team-wide they have a ton of size up front, and it's certainly going to be interesting to see how the Storm D counter that. You look over at the Storm, Bill, and certainly when Mike Kelly made the trade to pick up Kirby Reichel, what he's brought to this team is probably exactly what he was hoping for and envisioning. The leading scorer in the OHL playoffs, and such a gritty game he plays too.
Yeah, he sure does, and he makes those players around him that much better. His line mates Robbie Fabry and Zach Mitchell, who with 23 points is tied in first place in the postseason point parade.
Well, let's send it downstairs to the public address announcer, Paul Osborne.
Connor Jarvis, center number 20, Jamie Lewis, right wing number 26, Matthew Santos. For the Guelph Storm and goal number 39, Justin Nichols. Defense number 6, Phil Baltusberger, and number 7, Ben Harper. Left wing number 16, Kirby Reichel. Center number 9, Robbie Fabry. And right wing number 23, Zach Mitchell. And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise and remove your hats and join Canadian recording artist Charles DiRamondo with the singing of O Canada. O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
It's game one of the OHL Championship, the Guelph Storm versus the North Bay Battalion. With the call of your game, here's Bill Granger and Steve Fitzsimmons. Gentlemen.
Well, your starting goaltenders tonight brought to you by Ted's Tire Discounter. For the visiting North Bay Battalion, Jake Smith has been the workhorse in the postseason for these Battalion. He brings in an excellent 2.01 goals against average and a save percentage of 91.9. Jake Smith for the North Bay Battalion. Then at the other end of the ice, it'll be Justin Nichols, similar, the workhorse for the Guelph Storm all season long and into the postseason. He has a 2.65 goals against average and a 92.1 save percentage. Justin Nichols, the goaltender for the Guelph Storm, and the starter Jake Smith for the North Bay Battalion. Your starting goaltenders brought to you by Ted's Tire Discount.
Thank you, Bill, as it's brought in immediately by Mitchell. Right across to Reichel, a shot, and that is stopped by Smith right off the opening faceoff, only 10 seconds in.
Well, a very quick start for the Storm with the opening face-off victory, and they brought it down for the first opportunity on net. The third team on the ice tonight is led by referees Garrett Rank and Sean Reed, and it'll be Dustin McCrank and Jordan Brown patrolling the Blue Lions, your third team on the ice. Steve.
Thank you. Face-off deep in North Bay territory, and off the draw it's controlled by Dickinson. Dickinson spinning away from Blue Juice at the half wall, cycles back for Kosmachuk in that far corner. Kosmachuk right in front, shot, it went off the post on a shot by McGinn as the Storm come close to taking an early lead here. Paul hustling back as Dickinson getting in there first. Dickinson steals the puck. Dickinson trying to maneuver and gives it back there for Kosmachuk. The return feed, trying to maneuver it past through. And now Kosmachuk backdoor to McGinn, a shot right on. And Smith in great position to make that save. And now Finn from the point right into the glove of Smith. Some great pressure by the Guelph Storm 47 seconds into this game.
Well, you talked about the opening line led by Reichel Fabry, and they brought it down, got the first opportunity in 10 seconds. Scott Walker quickly put the second unit out there, Kosmachuk, and we saw Dickinson with an opportunity, and then McGinn with an opportunity. The Storm now with their third unit out there, and we're inside 1 minute of play, just 47 seconds gone.
Off the draw, it's controlled by the Battalion. Center run on the wall now for Praplin. Played out to neutral ice, and Mitchell will play it right back in deep as Miller comes back. Shifts up the left side, looking for Praplin, but Mitchell will play it back along the half wall. Fabry can't get to it. And now Praplin cross-ice pass over for McLeod. McLeod in over the line, a shot. Stopped easily by Nichols, a juicy rebound, but the Storm are on that puck. Mitchell with Fabry, 2-on-2. Reichel rather. Reichel centering it in front. Mitchell trailing the play, couldn't get to it, and Liberati turns the puck over to Reichel. It's cycled back down low by Mitchell. And now the Battalion will get possession and bring it out. That's Nadio, and he's dumped there by Justin Auger. Auger at the right wing. Cross-ice pass looking for Horvat. He gets to it. His shot goes well wide of the cage. It rolls over to the near side as Auger trying to get to it for Guelph. Broken up there and played out for McKenzie. Now Bertina, he couldn't find a lane, and the Storm will break that up as Horvat dishes to Bertuzzi. Cutting to the middle, Bertuzzi misses a check there, dishes back for Horvat, a shot, and that is kicked away by Smith. Odd angled shot there by Pius Suter. Bertuzzi in that far corner, that's collected by McKenzie, and he plays to the right wing wall for Henriksen. Henriksen will dump it in as he wants to head off for the Battalion. 2 minutes and change gone in this first period. It's been a steady pace so far. No score. Kosmachuk tried to leave it for Dickinson. That was broken up there by Lewis. And it'll roll to the Storm blue line for Baltisberger. They'll clear it in deep as the Storm will make some changes here. Dickinson picks it up. Tried to cut to the middle there, taken away from the puck by Blue Juice. Trojanovic, his shot into the far corner. It's rolled in there by Finn. Redirected in the slot over top of the goal. Lewis trying to get there. That'll be played out and down the ice by Blue Juice as Santos will just dump it in for the Battalion. Finn back there first. Lewis cuts it off, gives to Santos. Odd angle chance there for Lewis. He couldn't get it to go through Finn. And now the Storm breakout. That's Kosmachuk with McGinn. He gives it across. McGinn couldn't cut in on McIver. who steers that over to the half wall. Paul to Lewis. Now Paul getting it back. He looks ahead for Thorson. It rolled off his stick. Goodrow tried to get to it. Now Thompson trying to barrel his way in past Leslie. And Leslie will win that battle and play it around on the wall. Miller keeps it in for the Battalion. Miller finding a lane. There's a shot through the slot, and over to the far side it goes. And Pirog will dish it to neutral ice for Guelph. Miller, a lead pass for Barclay Goodrow, the leading scorer for the Battalion this year. He tried to get it through for Thompson. He gets it back out to the line now for Wood with a drive, and that goes just off of Justin Nichols, and a close call there for the Battalion. They just couldn't quite find the handle at the side of the goal. Suter ahead for Bauman. He collides there with Wood, and the puck will be gathered in by Paul. Paul had a great year this year for the Battalion. He has 9 goals in the playoffs as well. Gathered up by Harper, lead pass to Mitchell, and now here comes Robbie Fabry with a shot just wide. And Fabry gets it in the near corner and finds Reichel. As they try to make some magic down low, Blue Juice breaks it up and dishes to Praplin. Storm play it back in, and Blue Juice will take over once again. McIver sent down the ice by the Battalion. Storm back to regroup, and Fabry trying to get on track here as he comes across the line. Fabry wheeling in there, sending it through the slot. He couldn't find Auger as Baltisberger vacates his point shot spot to keep it in. Broken up by the Battalion, they'll skate it out. McLeod. Amadio now trying to get it back for McLeod. It goes out to Blue Juice, redirected over top of the goal by McLeod. And out to center ice it comes to Bertuzzi. He's in alone there as Liberati handles him perfectly and takes the puck away. Liberati now to McLeod. Loose puck at the Storm bench. It's brought in now by Henriksen. Henriksen, a shot that went off a man in front, and it rolls to Horvat, who dishes on the backhand down the ice.
Well, the Storm brought the puck in the action and the pressure to the Battalion, and you saw examples of their defense. And now they've weathered that early onslaught by the Storm and have brought back the pressure to the Guelph Storm and are coming out effectively through the neutral zone to bring pressure in the Storm end zone. Now the shots 5-3 favoring the Storm.
Hard hit there by Trojanovic on Bertina. And the Storm will play at the length of the ice for an icing call with exactly 6 minutes gone and some pretty good pace thus far in this first period.
Storm opened up a 5-1 shot margin with some grade A scoring opportunities by the top 3 units of the Guelph Storm, and they were grade A ones indeed. And you see right here the Storm coming down, Kosmachuk down the right wing. In the middle is Brock McGinn. He takes the pass but can't get through that wall. Good defensive work there by the Blue Liners for the Battalion.
Battalion break out of their zone. That is Jarvis. Maneuvering through there, leaves it there for Lewis. Wire around to the left point for Miller. He keeps it in deep as Lewis will hustle over to the far corner. He is taken in hard there by Leslie, and the Storm will break that up and clear. Kosmachuk at center ice dishes ahead for a pinching Leslie, and the Battalion back inside their line will bring it out. That's Miller. Turns it over to Fabry, and he'll work it back into the corner for Leslie. Battalion make changes as Fabry out at neutral ice dishes for Mitchell. Reichel heading to the net at the half wall, sending it back out looking for Mitchell. It was broken up nicely by Goodrow. He gives it up the left wing side for Thompson, racing in against Harper, who staples him in along the wall. Paul had it in front, but Mitchell broke that up as Blue Juice took a shot. It rolls off Fabry. Blue Juice keeping it in. He'll send into the far corner as Thompson gives chase to get it. He works it out to Goodrow, a drive that is broken up by Baltisberger, cleared to the point but not out. McIver, his rising shot there. This is the Guelph Storm marked by about 2 feet. Baltisberger back for Guelph. Played to neutral ice for Reichel, a nifty pass across for Fabry. Fabry trying to cut in, and he just missed the far post on the blocker side on Smith. Both teams making changes here. 7.5 minutes gone in this first period. Pirog, as he lined up Blue Juice and just missed him. He was firmly in his bomb sights. McLeod, his shot steered into the corner by Nichols. Trying to get to it is Praplin. And that's carried out by Pirog, the Guelph native, across the line. And the Storm offside as Liberati took that shot hard as the whistle went.
Well, you see this fourth line out there. Pew Suter, who was just ahead of the play at the blue line, forcing the offside. Big Chad Bauman and Stephen Pirog, the Guelph native, as you stated. This is a fourth line unit that will grind, and make you pay every time you touch the puck. Not uncommon to see this trio out against the top offensive line for this battalion. We saw it Scott Walker putting them up against Connor Brown, Connor McDavid, and Dane Fox in the Erie series, and they did an outstanding job shutting them down.
Yeah, they have tremendous confidence in them as a shutdown trio. They've done the job here in the playoffs. Ebert, while neutral ice, dishes back for Leslie as the Storm regroup. Ahead for Bertuzzi. Feeds it in there for Horvat. Tried to go short side, and that was broken up, and now it'll be brought out by Bertina. Cross-ice pass out of the reach there of Henriksen as the Storm regroup. Cleared in off the stick of Horvat, and out of play it goes.
I'd like to welcome all our viewers across the Rogers Network and those watching on the OHL Action Pack or wherever you're picking up the signal. We want to welcome you to our telecast of the opening game of this OHL Championship Series between the Battalion and the Guelph Storm, and a special hello to all those Battalion fans up in North Bay and elsewhere, because there are lots of them.
Yeah, there's no doubt some fans in Brampton area as well that still look at this team as theirs. Off the draw, controlled by Guelph, and that's bounced in there by Finn, no problem. Blue Juice to the right side. Kept in there by Mitchell. He gives to Reichel. Across to Fabry as he tried to dangle past Blue Juice, who would have none of that and will play it to the wall. Blue Juice, he's so steady. 40th overall pick in 2012 by the Tampa Bay Lightning. Blue Juice to the wall. It goes to Mitchell, right side. He'll give to Reichel. Reichel putting on the brakes there and across the line. Tried to shovel it across for Fabry. That'll be cleared out by Santos for the Battalion. Now Mitchell back in across the line. Into the corner looking for Fabry, but McIver's there first. And he finds Thompson, who is hit by Mitchell, but the puck rolls to center ice for Paul. Ian Goodrow across the line. Shovel through the crease. And Harper will play it to the wall. Fabry out to Kosmachuk as he dashes across the line. A decent shot there. An elusive looking shot through the defender, and good save made by Smith.
Yeah, just about halfway between the blue line and the top of the face-off circle. He had a defender right on him, but he snapped a quick shot away. May have got a little deflection and picked up some speed as a result. You see it right there, and it was a quick and well-aimed shot looking for the 5-hole. Couldn't fool Smith on the play, though.
McGinn broken up there by Goodrow as he'll lead the Battalion rush into Guelph territory. Gives to Paul, back to Goodrow, tried to go top shelf. And that was knocked down and played to the line. Liberati keeping it in. Work to the wall now. The Storm will break out. That's McGinn. 3-on-2 for Guelph. Dickinson is taken down there by Miller as those two collide, and Paul will bring it back. Give it to Goodrow, who's turned it over there to Baltisberger. Kosmachuk to McGinn. McGinn a drive. And getting his stick in the shooting lane was Liberati to deflect it out of play. With 9:29 left here in this first period, let's send it downstairs to Trevor Pryor. Trev?
Thanks, guys. On the bench with assistant coach Bill Stewart. Back to work, almost a week off here. A big series. What's the key for you guys in this one?
Well, I just think we got to play the puck north and south, and if we continue to do that, it forces the other team to skate. If we can get them to skate, we're going to be in good shape. But you can't play east-west against a trapping team.
All right, thanks, coach.
Okay, thank you.
Steve, back to you.
Well, thank you very much, Trevor. Of course, Bill Stewart, no stranger to the OHL final, having won it with the Barrie Colts back in 2000. And here you see the shots on goal brought to you by GuelphStorm.com.
With 9:29 left in the opening period of play, The shots on goal favor the Storm by 3 at 7-4, and many of those 7 shots have been grade A chances too. I'd say maybe 4 of them, especially in the open couple of minutes of play in this first period. After a rousing rendition of "O Canada," the Storm fans here in the Sleeman Center were really loud and into the hockey game and had a lot of energy. The energy spilled over to the Storm, but it's settled in now to some back and forth end-to-end action, and it's settled in nicely here, and no goals to show for it. Halfway mark of this opening period.
Yeah, you mentioned Charles D. Ramundu, who I think is tremendous. I got a feeling we're going to see him at a Leaf game in the near future. Well, next fall anyway, I guess. Won't be a playoff game. Horvat. Yeah, I hear the laughing all over Ontario for that one. Bertuzzi for Auger. Driving in there. There's a shot, and that's wide of the stick side on Smith. As the Battalion will break out of their zone. Cross-ice pass for Proplin. He steers it past Ebert in deep as Leslie is the first man there. Tied up along the wall. Puck rolls to the point for Miller. He tried to get it off the Karam back in front. It rolls to the far corner there. Tied up is McLeod. And it's cleared to neutral ice by Guelph. 8:40 to play in this first period. No score thus far. I'm Steve Fitzsimmons along with Bill Granger and Trevor Pryor. And we welcome you to the Rogers OHL Championship Series from Guelph. Leslie drives it off the glass as that'll roll all the way down and off the side of the goal for an icing call.
Well, settling in, and both clubs showing their respective strengths. The Storm bringing tremendous pressure and creating goal-scoring opportunities in the opening minutes, and the Battalion showing their defensive prowess, and certainly led by Jake Smith in the net, who leads all active goaltenders, only 2, but he still leads them in the numbers racket here in the OHL goaltending parade here, and he's been solid all playoff series long.
Well, it's been a war of attrition, and he's still standing, so there's something to be said for that. McKenzie, Finn will break that up, plays to Mitchell on the right side. He looks cross ice, gives it to Fabry, the return feed to Mitchell. And there's a low shot, and no problem for Smith into that far corner. His Reichel is taken in there by McKenzie. Tied up in there with McIver also. And McKenzie will get it out over the blue line. Fabry right back in, he gives to Reichel, who fanned on it, then makes a move away from Henriksen. Nifty play, back to Trojanovic, a drive, redirected just wide, I think. It hit Fabry in front, and he looked to wince in pain on that one as it's rolled back in front, and Fabry a chance on the doorstep, stopped by Smith. And Fabry hobbling there, but staying game into the play. Now be sent down the ice by the Battalion. Storm fans calling for a penalty, but none coming. Kosmachuk works it back into the corner there. And that'll be an icing call.
He saw some nifty moves there. And describing a player like Kirby Reichel, he seems to be able to accomplish the impossible. Here's an example of his stick handling ability, and he just puts one wide, the Storm do. And there's some heavy body work on Reichel, and the Battalion know what he can do. Coming out of the corner with it are the Storm, and they create some great opportunities, continuing. 7:12 left in this opening period of play, tied at 0.
Santos shovels that by Harper as Baltisberger gets there first. Took a hit there, but got the puck around to the half wall. Cut off by the Battalion. That is Lewis trying to work his way through a crowd, and the Storm will break that up. But it's kept in. Jarvis going back the other way against Baltisberger. He'll cycle as Santos tries to get there against Harper. Along the wall now, out to center ice, and Bauman will dump it in and give chase as the Storm will make some wholesale changes. Bauman collides there with his former teammate Locke. And Pirog in front. Bauman, and he hits the iron. Chad Bauman almost opens the scoring for Guelph there.
This is the 4th line.
Here's Suter in front by himself, and he mishandles up. And coming in is Pirog, trailing the play, and somehow Jake Smith keeps it out of his net.
4th line wizardry and favorable bounces there And we said earlier how effective this grinding line can be. They force turnovers, get opportunities on net, and that's not a pretty good example of the depth of this Guelph Storm. I don't know what is.
Goes back to the point. It's kept in by Finn. Dickinson trying to get to it. The Battalion will break that up and clear. As McGinn steers back to the blue line, but Wood will regroup for the Battalion.
See examples right here between the red line and the blue line, how Guelph can prevent the Battalion from coming out of their own end zone. They're right on the puck carrier each and every time, forcing early decisions. And as we say all the time, early decisions are unfavorable sometimes, and you see it forcing turnovers in all zones of the ice. Guelph Storm very effective defensively as well.
So face off to the left of Justin Nichols, deep in Guelph territory. 5:56 left in what has been a fast-paced first period thus far.
And a big margin in shots opening up here at 11-4, favoring the Storm.
Teed up from the point there by Blue Juice, and that was stopped by Nichols. Blue Juice to Goodrow. He chops it to Paul. He has Thompson with him. There's a drive, no problem for the glove of Nichols. As Ben Thompson went into the crease area, and the Storm taking offense to that. And Bill, he's been a thorn in the Guelph Storm side when he played for the Kitchener Rangers.
Yeah, that's a good story about Ben Thompson, and he grew up for the most part of his OHL career in the Kitchener Rangers organization, and that's a pretty good group to be with and to learn from, and he did that in a great trade for him to go up to North Bay. He's been a big addition, and he's got big physical numbers, and he can put the puck in the net as well.
Yeah, nice acquisition for the Battalion. Off the draw, McLeod looking for Praplin. And Horvat will break it up and clear out on the back end. Blue Juice sends it in deep. As Ebert is back there. Through the middle for Auger. It rolls right to Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi across the line. There's a drive and knocked down by Smith, and he'll immediately clamp down with the glove.
You know, that's an example. Nice stop, nice recovery by Smith there. But for Bertuzzi, it shows the quality of his shot. Into the net, relatively easy save, but hot to handle.
It's a heavy shot.
It is, and it's down out of the glove, down onto the ice, and alertly, Smith's able to cover the rebound to eliminate the second chance.
McIver controlling down deep. Ward Goodrow, he plays it out on the backhand as Auger cuts it off and dishes back in. And McIver up for Goodrow again. Fed it in there for Paul, trying to go in 1-on-3, and he just can't find a lane against the Storm defense, who clears it to the line and out. Auger, the right side, tried to get Bertuzzi, but Liberati will play it over to the wall for Miller. Kept in by Finn as Bertuzzi collides over there with Goodrow. Storm at neutral ice, that is Finn across to Bertuzzi left side. He's by himself, so he'll dump it in as the Storm will make some changes. Thompson there for Paul. Paul through. That'll be poke check away by Harper. And Miller will now dump it in for the Battalion.
That's going to be called back for icing just on this side, the Battalion side of the red line, and the check coming his way, so the defender elected to chop it into the Guelph end zone, called back on the icing. This with 4:29 left in the first period. Still no score. A very entertaining hockey game in this opener of the OHL Championship Series. The shots on goal doubling up by the Storm on the Battalion at 12-6.
Reichel right in front to Fabry, who tried to dish it across for Mitchell. Nicely blocked by McIver. McKenzie knocked off his feet by Baltensberger. And that'll be chipped out and down the ice by Mitchell. A nice and call it will be. And Bill, when you look at this North Bay hockey team, what a tremendous story it has been for North Bay to get this team back after having lost, of course, the North Bay Centennials, and they have been nothing short of sensational in supporting this hockey club.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's an avid fan base in North Bay. This supported the Centennials and the Trappers way back in the day.
Right.
And, you know, it's a great small town, if you will, avid hockey fan base. And boy, did they welcome this team back. And it's a good addition. I like North Bay in the loop.
Yeah, you always felt bad for the Brampton Battalion at the time that, you know, they had some
automatic doubling, at least in you would think the fan base
at least,
in
if not
coming out.
way more than that.
Yeah.
Really nice and call against Guelph with 3:47 to play.
I haven't been to North Bay for a hockey game actually 25 years or more, and you know, it's an intimate rink, and I haven't seen it since the changes. It's a cozy facility, and the fans will be right on top of the as far as the sound and the volume that they can create in that facility. It's a great place to watch a hockey game.
Kosmachuk cutting in. There's a shot steered away. The wraparound attempt there by McGinn, and that is clamped down by Smith, and he has the puck with a crowd in front, and there's going to be a penalty right here.
Yeah. Brock McGinn took a whack at Goodrow, and I don't know whether Goodrow's going to get waved off as well. The referee's got
Thompson and McGinn tied up in there as well.
Referee's got one finger up, so he's only picking one guy out of the scrum. Well, now he's giving it to the Battalion here too. So maybe it wasn't McGinn. Well, it is. Yeah, he's going to. McGinn's trying to skate away from him. I didn't do anything.
Well, the McGinn-Thompson rivalry goes back to minor hockey days. Of course, Brock McGinn from Fergus just down the road, and Thompson from Orangeville, which is maybe about 22 miles away from Fergus, so they know each other quite well.
Yeah, these are the first two penalties. Offsetting minors they are. And it'll be North Bay, it'll be Thompson. And for Guelph, it will be McGinn. Time of these penalties is 16:27. So if you like it the other way around, 3:33 left in the first period. They'll skate on 4-on-4. Oh, let's see. No, there's an extra minor up to Thompson, so it's a 5-on-4 power play for the Storm.
So the Storm's vaunted power play will go to work here. And off the draw, Blue Juice tried to tee it up and couldn't get to it as he rolls it ahead now for Goodrow, who he'll play it down the ice. So Ebert will control. Storm trying to get out of their zone. Ebert out to Robbie Fabry. The 21st ranked player by NHL Central Scouting for the upcoming draft. Fabry tied up by Blue Juice, and now Mitchell gets it. He works back to the right point for Leslie. Back into Mitchell. He finds Fabry at the half wall. Tried to shift it back, looking for Reichel, and now Mitchell in that corner, tied up by McIver, taken off his feet. Gets back up, still has the puck as Nick Paul will now break it up and clear it down the ice. A minute 10 left in the power play. Finn to Kosmachuk. Across the line. Dickinson. Wood trying to tie up his man. Dickinson will roll it back to Finn on the right point. And give it back to Dickinson. That'll be broken up. A diving play by Henriksen. Gets it out to neutral ice. Here comes Kosmachuk right back in. Kosmachuk down low. Right out to the slot for Finn. A drive. That's stopped in front. I think it was Brendan Miller. There's a teed up from the point, Trajanovic. And Smith robs Trajanovic from the point shot there.
Well, close-in opportunities. And we mentioned earlier about Scott Kosmachuk looks to challenge defenseman, and he does. He sweeps around and goes behind the net. Centering pass there. Quick release by Finn, looking to get the goaltender Smith out of position, but it didn't make it through. And there's 28 seconds left in the power play. Some good chances by the Storm, but nothing to show for it just yet.
Off the draw, it's controlled by Ebert. He tees it up. It went off a man in front and wide as the Battalion will clear to neutral ice. 1:52 left in this first period. 17 seconds in the penalty. And the Battalion will get it down the ice once more. Ebert for Reichel. He has Fabry and Mitchell with him. He spins back, looks across to Leslie. And now Fabry top of the circle. Tried to work it back across for Reichel and alert. McIver deflects that out of play. And the Battalion doing a great job getting their stick in shooting and passing lanes here in this first period.
They sure did, and eliminated that opportunity just as Ben Thompson came out of the penalty box. So a successful penalty kill, the first power play of this hockey game on the Storm. So 1:28 now left in this scoreless first period.
Harper in deep for Horvat as he's tied up, but Auger will get it. Trying to swing it back in front. The backhand by Pirog just wide of the Battalion cage. And now the Battalion will break out. McLeod with Amadio. Amadio tied up there by Harper. Praplin out to the line now for Wood. There's a shot through. Hit a man in front. And the Storm will control it back down low for Harper. Harper takes a look. He gives it to Baltisberger. Glances off his skate. Straight to Amadio. Amadio lost his edge there. And the Storm will clear to the line, and they'll say it did come out over as Horvat dished a heavy hit at the point to Miller as the whistle blew there.
Yeah, the glove of Miller was outside the blue line. A near official on this side caught it, and that was Dustin McCrank. Good call on his part, maintaining his focus on the play in traffic, Dustin McCrank.
The 44.5 seconds left here in the first.
All these players and teams get excited about getting into this quality hockey, and the third team on the ice does as well. They enjoy this hockey game from their perspective as well.
Well, it's definitely a reward for them to get to the OHL final as well. The best of their peers kind of thing.
Yep.
Finn keeping it in, and they'll say it just came out over the line, and he doesn't like that call.
Well, his counterpart, Jordan Brown on the far side, wears number 93. He makes a similar call. The puck being gloved in as it came outside the blue line. Matt Finn bringing it back in. Testing their vigilance on the blue line is Matt Finn.
Finn with the point shot there, no problem for Smith. McKenzie knocked down there by Dickinson. Blue Juice getting to the corner for that loose puck, and he'll play it out to neutral ice. McGinn fires it in there, it goes past Smith. Dying seconds here as it's played back to neutral ice, and we're going to end the first period with no scoring. Lots of chances, 16-6, the shots in favor of Guelph. But the all-important score sheet says no score between these two teams, Bill.
You know, so many things come out that you would expect. You expect the Storm to see some great offensive opportunities mustered. They did that with their 16 shots, and you'd expect great defense from the Battalion, and you got that. The result, a 0-0 tie at the end of 20 minutes.
That's where we stand. It's the Guelph Storm nothing, the North Bay Battalion nothing. You're watching the Rogers OHL Championship Series on Rogers TV.
And hello again, everybody. Welcome back to the Sleeman Center in Guelph for Game 1 of the Rogers OHL Championship Series between the Battalion from North Bay and the host Guelph Storm. No score after a very entertaining first period of play as both clubs felt each other out in that opening 20 minutes. Great opportunities at either end. The Storm out shooting the Battalion 16-6 over the frame, but goaltenders, when called upon, did their best to keep it knotted at 0. And you see some great opportunities manufactured and great goaltending at either end of the ice. And that's the way it stands, 0-0 at the end of 20 minutes. Just stay tuned right here. We're going to be right back with the second period.
We're just underway with second period action as the Battalion control the puck and play it up the right side. Lewis cutting to the middle. He'll shift it over for Blue Just as he will knock it in deep. Now we sent around to Baltisberger looking for Reichel as it skips out to neutral ice. And Bratina will get there for the Battalion. Bratina steps across the line, drives it over top of the Guelph cage, and then will cycle it. But it's broken up by Guelph and clear. Goodrow bumping there with Reichel. Now Dickinson sent that off the stick of Paul, and Kosmachuk Gave it to Dickinson, who was run into by Miller at an opportune moment as Paul comes back for the Battalion. A lead pass out to Goodrow, the captain. In across the line, trying to drive it in there. Steered into the corner by Nichols. Goodrow pushed off the puck there by Dickinson as Paul comes in to help him out. Try to give it back there to Goodrow. The penalty coming right here. It'll be against Guelph. There's a low shot. Ricochets in front. It's touched up by Guelph. And the Battalion will have a power play opportunity early in the second period.
For penalties in the opening 20 minutes of play, resulting in one power play for the Storm. The Battalion equal to the task there and killed it off. So right here early in the second period, 1:28 to be exact into the frame. It'll be a North Bay Battalion power play.
So the Battalion will go to work here as Dickinson will sit for 2 minutes or less. And off the draw, the Battalion control. That's Goodrow, works back to McIver. McIver's low shot, kicked away there by Ebert. He plays it to Suter, who works it out to neutral ice. And just back there. Gives to Henriksen right to the left side for Goodrow. He drops it, cruising in there. And that shot was wide by Amadio. McIver, right point. Sending it in deep there for Goodrow, who's bothered there by Leslie. Gave him a couple good hacks as it's rolled back to McIver. Goodrow and McIver play give and go. There's the shot by McIver, well wide. Blue just keeps it in. At the half wall. Amadio back to Blue Just. There's a low shot, just missing the mark. Amadio back across to the half wall out to Blue Just. There's the point shot, and that was well wide of the Storm cage, and it'll be chopped out to neutral ice by Mitchell. Amadio losing back to Guelph territory. He is absolutely leveled by Ebert. And the puck is turned over to Guelph, and they'll play it off the wall as Wood gets it just outside the blue line. A heavy hit there by Ebert. Wood to Paul. Paul in the corner. Now Thompson spins and fires off the blocking arm of Nichols. Miller from the point, a low shot kicked away. There's a shot, scores! Ben Thompson in the slot, a power play goal. And the former Kitchener Ranger comes back to haunt the Guelph Storm with a 1-0 lead. 3:06 into the second period of play. Clicking are the Battalion on their first power play of the series and of this hockey game, and they go ahead 1-0 on the Storm. Ben Thompson. Well, for Thompson, that's goal number 5 in the playoffs for the New Jersey draft choice. So the Battalion take the lead in this hockey game 1-0, and we'll see the Storm with their response. Auger tied up in the corner there. The puck is worked free to Goodrow. Cross ice pass right on the tape for Liberati. He steps across the line. He gave it off there to Thompson. Goodrow's stick is broken. He'll head to the bench as it's played out down the ice by Guelph. So Miller and Kraplin getting the assists on the goal by Thompson. His fifth of the playoffs. Auger pushed off the puck by Liberati. It goes right to Bertuzzi, but blocking that shot was Kyle Locke as he gives the business there to Bertuzzi, and those two have a few words and a shove or two.
Well, 3:52 gone in the hockey game. The official on the goal is Thompson from Miller and Kraplin at 3:06. And with this stoppage, we want to remind Rogers viewers that Rogers TV is giving you the chance to win one of 4 Sony cameras. Visit RogersTV.com/fanogram. All one word, fanogram. It's easy as snap, send, and win. And you can't win, Steve, if you don't enter. That's right.
And there you see it, RogersTV.com/fanogram. So the face-off deep in North Bay territory. And they'll bring it out of their zone as McGinn spins away from a man and plays it back in deep. Smith behind his net, looking for an outlet. He'll send it off the glass, knocked down by McGinn. They gave it there to Kozachuk. Back to McGinn, and John scores! Brock McGinn ties the game at 1. A wicked shot by Brock McGinn. His 4th of the playoffs.
Well, you see the Guelph Storm and Brock McGinn with a wicked shot, as you described it, Steve. And it didn't take long to leave his stick and get to the back of the net. A quick goal in response to the go-ahead power play goal by the Battalion's Ben Thompson at 3:06. And at 4:07, 1:01 later, it's a tied hockey game.
So we have a 1-1 hockey game in the early going here this second period. And here comes the Storm again, a shot by Mitchell. And Smith getting it, but a little slow there to get up as he took that one up high.
Well, the only assist on the play goes to Scott Kozachuk at 4:07, the tied hockey game. That shot that went out of play looked to have been deflected and caught Jake Smith awkwardly high into the, maybe under the chin a wee bit, but he's back in play, no problem for him.
Reichel there, who just works it ahead. Fabry trying to maneuver it from the half wall. And he battles with Amadio. Who just can't work it past him, and now Reichel comes out to help out. He sends back to the point for Leslie, stepping past McLeod, who trips him. And that'll be a penalty to the Battalion, and the Storm will go to work on the power play.
Yeah, Mitchell dumped right in front of the net, getting in position there, so he was eliminated from the play. So a tripping call goes to the Battalion, and the Storm will go on their second power play of the night. 0 for 1 were they in the opening period.
So a face-off deep in North Bay territory, and off the draw, the Storm will control back to the line. Trojanovic across for Finn. Again. Now Dickinson in the corner. Works back, Trojanovic pinching in. There's a drive past the glove hand of Smith. Storm will have to come back to regroup. Trojanovic through the middle now for Dickinson. The Dallas first rounder driving in there. Tried to spin it back for Kozachuk, and now was broken up by Goodrow. Just kept in by Finn, who sent it off McIver and wide as Kozachuk tried to get it back, and Goodrow will find open ice out to neutral ice. Kozachuk trying to swath his way in there and couldn't find a lane as it's cleared back to neutral ice. Finn steers it in deep. 1:11 left in this power play for the Storm. Fabry will bring it to neutral ice, cutting to the middle. Dishing off there for Mitchell. Fabry getting it back right side. Fabry still with it. Plays back to Ebert. Now across, Leslie tees it up, and he just missed with a howitzer there. And he skated out there by Nick Paul across the line.
Good stick by Leslie to eliminate that rush. Short-handed by Paul.
Fabry taken down there by Henriksen. He had them all hog-tied there. No penalty on the play there as Mitchell brings it back across the line. Mitchell into the corner for Reichel. Right out front, Fabry on the doorstep, and he couldn't get it to go on his forehand. He still has possession, however. Back to Leslie on the point, a shot, and that was knocked down off the skate of Miller. And Paul will find an outlet and clear it down the ice.
This line of Fabry, Mitchell, and Reichel seem to find each other in surprise situations, and it was Fabry this time, close in, all alone, couldn't get the puck past Smith.
Santos for Goodrow, right side, putting on the brakes, looking back for some help, and it rolls through everyone. And Horvat trying to erase Locke. They collide, and Locke spins and gets the puck and clears to neutral ice. Thompson for Goodrow. Goodrow, a drive, and that's no problem for a Slick-looking glove hand by Justin Nichols.
Yeah, good defensive play down at the other end of the ice. Kyle Locke, a former Guelph Storm player, giving a race to Ryan Horvat for the loose puck, and it was won right there. Getting great position on Horvat was Locke, and he quickly got the stretch pass up to the neutral zone, and they gained the Guelph blue line. The shot flagged down, as you described it, Steve, by Nichols.
Harper deep inside his zone, out to Bertuzzi, left side. Bertuzzi carries it out, he dishes ahead. It's broken up by the Battalion and played back to neutral ice. Paul, and across the line. As the Storm will clear it out, Horvat shoveled it over, looking for Bertuzzi. Blue just back there. Cross for McIver. Lead pass past the North Bay player, and now Harper will regroup behind his net. Harper, lead pass out to Auger. Auger, an LA Kings draft choice, trying to drive in there. And Bertina will pick his pocket and come back the other way. Bertina with Henriksen. He'll steer it right to Matt Finn, who breaks it up and gives to Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi at the end of a shift, he'll just dump it in and head off as he was out of gas. Knocked down there by McGinn. McIver plays to the half wall. Dickinson tied up there by McIver. Kosmachuk tried to drive out with the puck. And he rolled to Bertina. McKenzie tied up there by McGinn. Dickinson trying to feed it through for Kosmachuk, and McIver couldn't get to it. Loose puck. Dickinson spins and tried to fire. Broken up by Kyle Wood, and he'll play right side for Bertina. Bertina cross ice, trying to give a return feed there to Wood. And Bertina will just play it back in deep and head off.
I've never seen two teams so effective with their sticks getting in the way of passes and shots as these two. Especially in the neutral zone and trying to penetrate the blue lines.
Yeah, they've been doing it quite effectively so far. Wood. Kosmachuk getting it top of the circle, a drive, and Smith in perfect position to cover that one up.
How many times have we seen this season Scott Kosmachuk trying to get that surprise shot using the defenseman as a bit of a screen there, and he got a great shot away. Not much of a screen, but there was a lot of mustard on the shot. Equal to the task was Jake Smith.
So 10:43 left here in the second period. A 1-1 hockey game. On goals by Ben Thompson and Brock McGinn thus far. As Jarvis gives to Santos, and that put him back offside.
Well, you mentioned the Guelph offense off the blue line. 4 players this season with 40 points or more, led by Matt Finn, I think, with 61 of points on the regular season. But in the postseason for the Battalion, not too shabby back there is Dylan Blugis with 3 goals, 4 assists for 7 points in 17 games.
No, not half bad at all for the Tampa Bay draft choice.
The differences in these two teams, you can make a list, probably a dozen points, but what strikes me is looking down their rosters, how young this Battalion club is.
Yeah, they are
to a veteran-laden Guelph Storm club, and Storm with 11 NHL drafted or signed players, 5 for the Battalion, I think.
Well, certainly bodes well for the development curve of this Battalion squad in the years moving forward, with lots of experience to be gained from this playoff run. And there comes Goodrow. Pretty nifty shot, but an equally good save made by Justin Nichols.
Well, not getting in too close. Steven Trajanovic right on the shooter, getting a nice angle on him, forcing him to get the shot. I think it was Thompson with the shot, and from fairly well out just inside the circle, I believe, on the far side, off the left wing, the glove saved by Nichols.
Face-off in Guelph territory, 10-11 left here in the second. We approach the halfway point of this hockey game. Loose puck along the half wall, and Horvat will chop it to the line, but not out. Now Baltusberger gets there for Guelph. Made to neutral ice, but McKenzie right back in. Bertina for Henriksen. Loose puck at the side of the goal. Bertina trying to take a whack at it, and Bertuzzi's going to take exception to that and get in his grill.
You know that feeling out process in the 20
It's kind of
minutes?
over, I think.
It's over.
Yep. You can see McKenzie is on the ice there with Baltusberger.
Still, I think it's Justin Auger
Yeah, Auger there.
having a word or two with a counterpart on the other side.
Henriksen, yeah.
He'll go off. Both of them will here, I would suspect, and we'll see if that are, those will be the only infractions with 10-10 gone in the second period.
Well, after that, let's send it downstairs to Trevor Pryor. Travis?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Steve. We just want to remind Storm fans, we want to give you tickets to an upcoming Guelph Storm playoff game. All you have to do is follow us on Twitter at Rogers TV Cable 20. Later on tonight, I will reveal tonight's password. All you have to do is tweet us, I know the password. Hashtag playoff payoff. If you are contacted and reveal the correct password, you will win tickets to a Guelph Storm playoff game. Guys, back up to you.
Thanks very much, Trev.
Sorry, Steve. 10-10 gone in this second period of play, I should say. We're tied at 1. The shots on goal favor the Storm at 18-10 overall. But in this period, 7-2 for the North Bay Battalion over the Storm. So they've had a very good period getting the opening goal on the power play at 3:06 of the second period. Thompson with his fifth, assisted by Miller and Praplin. And 1 minute and 1 second later, it was Brockman again, an even strength goal, his fourth of the postseason from Scott Kosmachuk, and we're tied at 1. The shots on goal, 18-13, once again favoring the Storm thus far in the hockey game. Shots on goal brought to you by GuelphStorm.com.
Thank you, Bill. So we're going to be 4 assigned here. Face off deep in Guelph territory. 9:50 left in this second period. And off the draw, the Storm will control it. That's Finn. Toronto Maple Leafs draft choice takes a look. Mishandled that, but it rolls to Dickinson. And now Paul will get it back for the Battalion. To Goodrow. And Finn will outmuscle him and hustle in there with a shot. But Jake Smith in great position to make the save on a nice rush there by Matt Finn.
It was a nice rush and a better move, I think, as he looked to have a little toe drag to his right. He just brought it back a little bit and used the screen by the lone defender right here. There's the shot, and wisely the player in the defensive role there, McIver, was able to step out of the road and let the goaltender Smith see it and not get his stick in the way and create a deflection on the play.
Ebert back there. Now Ebert with great speed back inside the North Bay line. He gave it across for Fabry, and that was broken up by Ben Thompson. He shovels it through the slot, but right to Ebert. Blue just back down low as Leslie comes over. Fabry, a nice pass there to Mitchell. Trying to dance across 2 defenders, couldn't find a lane there. As McIver has it taken away by Fabry. Great moves by Fabry out to the line. Harper, a point shot. Good pad save made by Smith.
Another heavy shooter by the Storm there, big 6'7", Ben Harper. He's got a wicked shot as well.
The pride of the Ottawa Senators, Ben Harper. Dickinson through the middle, got past Paul, continues on. Goodrow giving chase there. And Goodrow will pick his pocket and chip it out to Paul. Coming right back is Kosmachuk. He gave it across there for Dickinson, but Paul will get his stick in the way of that as it deflects out of play.
I was in the corridor and before the game outside, and they ran into Thompson or Ben Harper.
Yep.
He just looks 6'7". He's only 6'6".
Oh, okay, there you go. But he plays like he's 7'3". And what a story of development it's been for Ben Harper through his career. You know, the first year he didn't play that much and was kind of a spare part, and he's worked his way into a tremendous defenseman for this hockey club. Miller into the corner as Reichel plays over to Trojanovic. Trojanovic back. Leaves it there for Matt Finn. Storm captain, long lead pass Out of the reach of Bertuzzi. Icing waved off as Wood comes back there. And loses it. Trojanovic will pick it up at neutral ice and come right back in. Miller being chased down by Auger. Loose puck in there. Reichel getting on it. Tried to feather it through for Bertuzzi. And now Henriksen back the other way. Battalion making some changes. 7:22 to play here in the second period. A long lead pass for Bertuzzi. And he stood up there by McLeod. He couldn't find a lane through the defenders. But he'll steer it over to Reichel in the far corner. Auger cycling it back down low there. Bertuzzi coming across, giving a shot to Matteo.
Well, you knew at the end of the shift, Bertuzzi wasn't interested in the puck there.
No.
Delivered the message to Enderby.
McLeod in deep for the Battalion, tied up by Ebert, who's got the grab on him there. Suter in there, Praplin also. And McLeod comes out of the scrum with the puck. And Matteo at the point. Liberati, his shot steered away by the stick of Nichols. Praplin near corner. Can't get away from Leslie. Puck is worked ahead, and now Horvat will chip to neutral ice. Hugh Suter at the half wall. Looking for some help, and that's broken up and now cleared. Henriksen. His shot, no problem for Nichols. It rolls to Harper. A lead pass out of the reach of Suter in for an icing call against Guelph with 6:04 to play here in the second period.
Yeah, tight hockey game, tied at 1 as we are. Both goals in this second period at 3:06 by Thompson on the power play gave the Battalion an early 1-0 lead in this period. But just 1:01 later, it was Brock McGinn with the tire from Scott Kozmachuk. Shots 20-15 favoring the Storm. But on the scoreboard, a tight hockey game. Very entertaining one indeed at tied at 1.
9-4 the shots on goal in this frame favoring North Bay. There's Dickinson back inside that far corner. Bertina trying to tie him up. Rolls the puck to Baltisberger. Lead pass out to Brock McGinn, who gives to Kozmachuk. Kozmachuk back to McGinn. Pinballed off and back out to neutral ice. Kozmachuk. McKenzie run into there by McGinn as Henriksen gives to McKenzie. Now Bertina firing into that far corner as the Battalion will make some changes here. Storm work it to the half wall. And Dickinson cross ice pass out of the reach of Kozmachuk. Wood to Goodrow. Dickinson back there for Harper. And McGinn steering that in deep on the deflection.
Yeah, on the wrong side of the red line, called back for icing with 5:13 left. And making their presence known is a pretty hearty contingent of North Bay Battalion fans right across in the far corner to our right, all decked out in their paraphernalia and some pretty dandy looking portrait of their favorite Battalion players. And there you see them.
Yeah, quite the contingent there. As Mitchell played off the glass and down into neutral ice as Reichel hustles in there but couldn't control the puck clean. Wood trying to tie Reichel up. Fabry helps out, cycles back to Reichel. Wood tying him up nicely. Will be chipped ahead now for Goodrow. Shot nowhere near the mark as it rolls to Reichel. Now Fabry gives to Mitchell. Broken up. Goodrow left it there for Nick Paul. Paul trying to find a lane past Finn, who played him perfectly, and now will dump it out to neutral ice. Reichel cruising in there. Reichel a drive off the stick of Smith. At the side of the goal there was Mitchell, and Smith down to collapse on the loose puck.
That was an odd bounce reaction off the glass. The shot coming fairly much from the right side. Blocker save, as you described it, off the blocker of Smith into the glass, but it came right back at him and close to the side of the net. He was quick to see that and keep focused and make the cover up to prevent any further chances by the Storm. 4:21 left in the second, tied at 1.
Ebert's point shot just misses. Auger spinning, and he'll play that all the way around to Ebert. Ebert with a good shot there. Now Leslie keeps it in for Guelph. Bertuzzi in the near corner, battling with McIver. Bertuzzi works back to the line for Leslie, looking for the carom off the backboards. Horvat works it out front, but right to Santos, and he will lead the North Bay Battalion to neutral ice and in across the line. Dumped in. Lewis trying to get to it, and Bertuzzi will break that up and play to Horvat. Horvat across the line, and he will just steer it into the glove of Smith and take the offensive zone face-off with 3:35 to play here in the second.
Well, as this game is what you would expect, a tight, close checking affair. Goaltenders doing their best to keep their teams in 37 shots on goal. Great saves and good action around both end zones, or both goals, I should say, and we're tied at 1. I think this is what you'd expect all series long. Close hockey.
Work to walk to the wall there for McLeod as he is run into by Bauman. Loose puck along the half wall. And Baltisburg will chip it back inside the line as the Storm get back on side. And Bauman trying to get to it. Lead pass up for McLeod. Down the left side, he'll just fire it in deep. Matteo around there. McLeod behind the goal. Work to the wall now for Pirog. He tried to outlet for Bauman. Don't get back on side as Suter will play it to Smith. And the Battalion will regroup. Millett trying to get away from Dickinson. He'll play it past him. Henriksen across the line. And they'll say that that was offside at the blue line with 2.5 minutes to play in the second.
Yeah, the Battalion have really done a nice job in this second period, taking away some of the momentum offensively that the Storm had mustered in the opening period of play. They've come back and closed the shot margin, trailing by 6 after the first period at 16-6, I should say 10. And they've come back and narrowed that to 7 shots on goal, and they've had some good pressure on the raw cage.
Good from the point. That shot just misses, and Henriksen over in the far corner steers it back down behind the net. Finn works it out to Reichel. He gives to Fabry. Fabry sends it off the side of the goal as Henriksen will work it over to McKenzie. He elects just to play it in on Nichols. A sloppy play, open net, and Bertina missed an open net right in front as Justin Nichols was scrambling to get back into position. Reichel, toe drag and a shot there. Knocked down by the blocker of Smith. Goodrow back to neutral ice, in across the line. Cutting to the middle, he dishes across, getting a return feed, and that is knocked away. And the Storm are back 2-on-1. Reichel with Auger. Tried to feed it through, did Reichel, and that was broken up by the Battalion.
Got a penalty called by the back official. And I think it's a too many men penalty here as he had his hands up indicating numbers. So we'll see who the guilty club was, or indeed
nobody
the
taking credit
here,
for that at this moment.
And the,
looks like it's going to be Brent or the North Bay Battalion
is opening up their penalty box door. So North Bay will sit out for 2 minutes or less. This coming at the 18:32 mark, so just 1:28 left in the second period, tied at 1. The Storm get their second opportunity with the extra man in this period to break this 1-1 deadlock.
So Connor Jarvis will serve the penalty for North Bay as the Storm will work on the power play here. Only 1:28 left in the second period. Ebert kept it in there. Here down on Nichols. He gives to Ebert. Ebert will lead the Storm rush. With the right side now to Kosmachuk. He puts on the brakes and then turns the puck over to Thompson. Thompson driving that over top of the Storm cage. It'll bounce out to Dickinson. He gives to Kosmachuk. Kosmachuk cruising in there. Kosmachuk in the near corner. And he played it back to the line, but Evert wasn't there to get it. Zach Leslie. Out to Reichel. Trying to find a lane, none there. Janovic. Pinching in from the point. He gives to Fabry. And the Battalion doing a tremendous job getting their stick in passing and shooting lanes and clear down the ice once more.
Doing a great job on the PK once again.
Impressive. Here comes Mitchell. He gives to Reichel. Reichel back of the net to the far corner, steering it in front. It bounces to Fabry. Fabry at the half wall, out to Trojanovic. Dying seconds across to Finn, a drive, hit a man in front. And the puck is rolled in the corner, and that'll do it for the second period. And both goals in this game coming in the second, one from each team, Thompson and Brock McGinn.
And we're tied at 1, entering the second intermission. A great opening game and opening 40 minutes of this first game of the Rogers OHL Championship Series. Stay tuned. We got a great third period coming up right after our second intermission.
So at the end of 2, it's the Guelph Storm 1, the North Bay Battalion 1. You're watching the Rogers OHL Championship Series on Rogers TV.
It's tied at 1. Scoreless after the first period, and 2 goals either by either club. 3:06 into the second period. It was Ben Thompson on the power play, marking his 5th goal of the postseason from Brendan Miller and Vincent Traplin. That set up the 1-0 lead by the Battalion, but 1:01 later, Brock McGinn with an excellent shot there, his 4th of the campaign from Scott Kosmachuk, tied the hockey game up at 1, and that's where we stand right now. But in that second period, it was a Battalion pushback after the Storm outshot the Battalion 16-6 in the first period. The Battalion replied with a 12-7 shot margin in the middle frame. So that's the way it is. 1-1 heading into the third period of play. As for our Delta out-of-town scoreboard, this is the out-of-town scoreboard because we are the only game in town in the Ontario Hockey League. Game 1 of the Rogers Ontario Hockey League Championship Series right here between the Battalion and the Guelph Storm. We're tied at 1. We'll be back shortly for the third period of play.
Welcome back to the Sleeman Center in Guelph, where after 2 periods of play, we're deadlocked at 1 apiece between the Guelph Storm and the North Bay Battalion, and it's been a good hockey game thus far.
Yeah, and I think if you try to imagine what would be said in the respective dressing rooms by each club's coaching staff, you would expect that the Battalion would say, keep up what you're doing. It's successful, and we'll hang around. It's not your word, Steve. We'll hang around. We'll get our opportunities and continue to outshoot and outchance the Storm in the third period. We can come away with the victory. The Storm, what they would probably say is, get back to our hockey game as we did it in the first period of play. So we're tied at 1. Each club really dominant in first period. The Storm, I thought, although it was scoreless after 1 period of play, 1 goal by each club in the second frame. Really the 12-7 shot margin favored the Battalion, and I thought they were full marks and very well could have come away with a lead after 40 minutes.
Well, you look at the workhorses for both teams, Bill, and Matt Finn through 2 periods, he has logged 14 minutes and 46 seconds. But how about this? Dylan Bluejuss 19 minutes and 15 seconds, on pace for just about 30 minutes tonight.
Wow. Yeah, well, Storm will want to focus on him and wear him down if they can. And similarly, the Battalion will want to wear down the Guelph Blue Liners led by Finn.
So 32 seconds carrying over to the penalty for too many men for North Bay. So Storm will start on the power play. Just about set here. And while we have a moment, Bill, just wanted to say congratulations to Joey Hishin, the former OHL player from the Owen Sound Attack, who is such a tremendous player, got his first NHL point last night. It was great to see. So congratulations to Joey from Stratford, Ontario.
Nice.
And talk about a guy that's worked back from adversity. Basically 2 years on the shelf for that concussion he received at the Memorial Cup in the Attack's run. And Mitchell down low. Blue just trying to tie him up there. He'll shift him away from the puck. And he'll roll back into McIver. He gives Mitchell a shove there. Fabry has to go off his skate, and it's played back to McIver. Bounced away from Goodrow. Blue Just on the point. Now out to neutral ice, and he'll dish it off to Thompson, who had to go off the heel of his stick. Paul trying to hold the line. Steers a harmless shot in there on Nichols. And the Storm will control and play it out. Dickinson backhands it in deep. Kyle Wood back there, right side. Or Goodrow feathered it through for Paul. There's a drive over top of the cage of Went. And it rolls back to Kosmachuk, who goes cross ice to McGinn. McGinn with the only Guelph goal tonight. He sidesteps a check, works back to the line for Finn. And that was blocked nicely in front there by Miller. Low shot by Trojanovic, blocked as well. And a ton of block shots tonight by the North Bay defense. McLeod pushed off the puck there by Horvat as Matteo came over and fired it on goal. Trojanovic to the wall now for Bertuzzi. He will loft it in high. As Miller knocked down by Horvat. The Battalion break out of their zone, cross ice. Matteo chips it in past Harper. As Baltisberger, first man there. Played up the wall now to Harper as he'll escape the zone and give to Horvat. He drives it past Liberati. It rolls back to Auger, who fired it wide as Baltisberger keeps it in left point. That's deflected into the near corner. He chipped down by Liberati. And he'll get it back again and work across for Locke. Lead pass left side for Praplin. Cutting to the middle. Praplin in the slot, and he fired it over top of the cage. He had a good chance there. Auger works it out. Blue just back there. As Auger laid a hit on Henriksen. Now McKenzie couldn't find a lane by the defenders. And Auger has it at the blue line and works back across to the other side. And McIver will get it back. Lead pass McKenzie back inside the line for Blue Just, and he tried to find Santos, and now Bertina lost an edge but gets back up and carries on. Worked back to neutral ice by the Storm. Mitchell back through to Fabry, a drop pass looking for Reichel.
Again, a stick in the way.
And Blue Just, a good defensive play there. Reichel, Wesley driving in there, blocked again by Bertina. And that'll be hustled out by Santos. Santos across. Shot scores! A harmless looking enough rush, but Jamie Lewis has given the Battalion a 2-1 lead. And for Lewis, that'll be goal number 2 in the playoffs.
Well, this coming 3:35 into the third period of play. Just like you said, Steve, we'll hang around, we'll hang around, we'll hang around. We're not going away, but they get a shot on goal. Their 21st of the hockey game gives them a 2-1 lead after Guelph had been frustrated, having a territorial edge inside the Battalion blue line. Shots blocked by sticks and bodies. They turned it up ice and come back and get the go-ahead goal.
So on the road, the North Bay Battalion now have a 2-1 lead with 16 minutes and change to play here in the third. We'll see what the response from the Guelph Storm is. Finn trying to clear it to the net. Wood ties up McGinn. Kosmachuk trying to get that rolling puck. And it's chipped out by the Battalion. Miller. Leaves a check, he got it ahead for Marklin Goodrow. He's by himself trying to get past Trojanovic. Work back to the line for Miller, and that is intercepted and cleared by Dickinson. Played out to neutral ice for Paul. Now Goodrow. Back to Paul. Couldn't get past Trojanovic. And the Storm will regroup. That's Hugh Suter. Lead pass Kosmachuk. Santos gets it back, plays it inside his line for Miller. Now ahead over the reach of Santos for Trojanovic. Finn. Hustling into the play, he dishes. He missed his man, Liberati back there. He'll give to Miller. Great forechecking work there by Bertuzzi. It's forced over towards Santos as Auger absolutely runs Santos into the Storm bench. A hard hit by Justin Auger.
The hockey expression called filling him in, and he filled him in right into this own bench there. The play was whistled down, but the officials quick to get on him and help fish him out of the unfamiliar and unfriendly, perhaps, confines of the Guelph Storm bench.
And it was great discipline by the Storm bench, too. They didn't move a muscle as he was shoved into their bench.
Well, they moved a few muscles to get out of his road.
They, I don't think they really had to, actually. Right out front, Pravlin, a quick shot right on. And Nichols had to be careful with that. Another good chance by the Battalion.
Right now, the Battalion have got more energy going and taking the play to the Guelph Storm in this third period of play. And we played 5-17. The shots now are even at 23. So that shows you the Storm not fading, but not having the energy as the Battalion have if they get even on the shot clock. The Battalion do. In so doing, they've taken the 2-1 lead.
Mitchell broken up there. Now Fabry gets it back. He wheels right back in. Fabry a drive, and that's deflected off the stick of McIver, now to play.
And again, active stick in the shooting lane takes away the opportunity from Fabry. As the Storm continue to be frustrated here, can't get in close enough to create those grade A scoring opportunities that they enjoyed predominantly in the first period of play.
Well, we talked about the challenge in the pregame, how North Bay would have to not give the Storm skill players much room, and they've done it in spades here so far.
Yep.
Loose puck along the wall. Goodrow knocking it down. Dickinson in that corner, tied up and stood up by McIver. As Paul in to help out as well. McIver will chip it ahead for Goodrow. One arms to Thompson. Trojanovic back. Thompson trying to cut in the backhand wide of the cage. Right back out to Goodrow, and he will steer it on goal, but no problem for Justin Nichols.
Good job by Trojanovic getting a good position and angle on the attacking Ben Thompson. As you see him regain his feet in the near corner here, but that forced him off to the side and eliminated the chance. And there you see Trojanovic getting the stick in the way there. Couldn't get the shot away, forced to the outside nicely by Steven Trojanovic.
So face-off deep in Guelph territory. 13:56 left to play here in the third, with the North Bay Battalion leading 2-1. Baltisberger trying to tie up Bertina. And now Harper will get to the loose puck. He'll send it off the glass, knocked down by the high stick of McKenzie. It's worked rink wide for Mitchell. Henriksen back the other way for the Battalion. Blocked by Baltisberger, and he'll work it out. He gives to Reichel. Reichel being collapsed on. He works cross ice to Fabry. And again, the defenders getting back against these skilled players of the Guelph Storm. Bertina stood up there by Mitchell. Wood works across for Miller. A lead pass to center ice, and it goes to McKenzie. Drop pass. Hustling in there, Santos. Now gathering it up there is Bertina as he's bodied there by Harper, and that'll be worked around on the wall by Fabry. Lewis. Gobbled up there by Mitchell. He leaves it for Reichel. And Columbus Blue Jackets first rounder across for Bauman. Bauman took a shove and played it in deep as Pirog gets in there. And Bill, this fourth line for the Guelph Storm, they maybe been their most effective line tonight.
It created some energy, and there you see a big hit delivered by Stephen Pirog on the far side, and he's out cruising right now.
This is exactly what the Guelph Storm need. Santos. Pushed away there by Ebert. Loose puck along the wall. Jarvis plays it down behind the Storm net as Wesley cruises back for it. And lead pass to Ebert. Ebert back across the line. Drop pass for Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi finds an open lane, and then it went off the stick of Pirog and wide. Here comes Praplin. He's got McLeod with him. Praplin drop pass McLeod, and he couldn't get his stick on. Here's a chance. Quick shot by Amadio. And another one coming from Praplin. And the Battalion all over the Guelph Storm here. McLeod into the corner. Praplin to the line. Blew just the point shot just wide. Way behind the goal there for McLeod. McLeod trying to bring it out front. He gets away from Bauman. McLeod. Amadio trying to get to it. And Kosmachuk will clear the zone. Kosmachuk, and that is knocked down with a high stick and whistled down with 11:21 left in the third, and the North Bay Battalion 2, the Guelph Storm 1.
Doing a good job to, just as you say, hang around, get the lead, and now they'll protect it. The great defensive club they are. The problem the Storm will have to solve is getting inside their blue line down low and create those chances close to the net and getting clean shots with some open lanes to the net.
Well, every time they come to the blue line, there's all kinds of defenders just waiting for them to come in. They can't seem to get in deep too much.
Good call by the official on the far side. Positioning by the officials outside of the blue line. That puck hits them, they'll feel it. And if it goes back in and there's a player trapped, as McGinn was, it's offside.
McGinn. Odd angled shot, no problem, as the net was pushed off there by Blue Jus. And
yeah, McGinn and Kosmachuk having a word with the official, say he was taken off on purpose. There was no Guelph Storm player around there, or deliberate than anything. But the official, the word is planted in his ear, the idea maybe in his mind, but he faced off, pointed to the face-off circle to his left.
That is Dickinson down low. He's pushed off the puck by Blue Justin. Now McGinn trying to clear it in front. Broken up and carried out by Goodrow. Offside at the Storm blue line. 10:41 left here in the third.
Storm for a period and a half, at least maybe 2 periods in length, have not been able to establish their game and really bring that style to the Battalion. But the Battalion have really challenged them with that defensive style they play, and right now it's successful for them.
And they're
in a close
actually
hockey game.
they're out shooting Guelph now, 26-23. And they're scoring, of course, 2-1. Ratina at the half wall, tying up his man, and now it'll roll to Reichel. Reichel cross ice to Harper. Harper jumping into the rush, he'll dump it in and give chase hard in against Wood. Harper getting that puck. He'll cycle back there looking for Reichel. Now Fabry to Mitchell. Mitchell trying to play it back in front, and that'll roll out over the line as Harper will have to regroup at neutral ice. McKenzie gets it back for the Battalion across the Guelph line, trying to drive in there. And the Storm get the puck back as it's played out over the blue line by Baltusberger, but right back in by the Battalion. Lead pass to Mitchell. He finds a streaking Reichel who puts on the brakes, looking back for some help, and broken up by Lewis. He's got Jarvis with him. He'll take a drive, and that's steered away by the stick of Nichols. Hard hit over there on the Battalion player, as now here comes Robbie Fabry. And Liberati getting his stick in the shooting lane there to deflect that wide.
Well, Kirby Reichel was on this near wall, but as soon as he got inside the blue line, 3 guys right on him. That's the pressure that they bring to the puck carrier.
Absolutely. Let's send it downstairs to Trevor Pryor. Trev?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Steve. Well, fans, here's your tonight's password for the playoff payoff contest. In honor of the trophy that these two teams are playing for, tonight's playoff payoff password is Robertson Cup. So make sure you follow us at Rogers TV Cable 20. Tweet the words, I know the password, hashtag playoff payoff if you're contacted through Twitter and you reveal Robertson Cup as tonight's password. You'll have your chance to win tickets to an upcoming Guelph Storm playoff game. Good luck, guys. Back to you.
Well, thanks very much, Trevor. And there you see the playoff payoff at Rogers TV Cable 20. And Bill, I got a stat for you. The Guelph Storm has not won a series after losing the first game since 1999. To put things in perspective.
A long time, Jake.
It's been a while.
Yeah, so. Well, the Storm have not, by my count, registered a shot on goal in this period. 23 after the second.
And they still have 23.
Still have 23, 27.
Almost 11 minutes gone here in the third.
Yeah, 27 by the Battalion.
Not the response they're looking for here.
Battalion out shooting them at 11-0 at this point of the hockey game. And we're 7 seconds short, shy of the 11-minute mark.
We'll see if Ben Thompson may get a penalty here. He's cross-checking Trajanovic in the back a couple times. I'm not sure what the whistle was for there, but it may have been a penalty call.
Now the official is pointing to the face-off circle to the left of Jake Smith. That's the location of the face-off. No penalties on the subsequent scrum at the blue line, so they'll start all over. Just 9:07 now left in this third period of play. 2-1 Battalion.
Blue Just taken in there by Auger, but he got the puck ahead for Thompson. Thompson with one of the 2 Battalion goals tonight. He leaves for Goodrow. He's pushed off the puck, and that's cleared to Paul, who drove it right on and stopped by Nichols. Justin Auger trying to get to it. Paul trying to take it away there. He rolled behind the net for Thompson. Played back in front. Goodrow couldn't get his stick on it and skated away by Matt Finn. He's got Horvat with him. Right in front. Horvat the backhand. Auger trailing the play, trying to jam it away short side there as Smith is dumped into his own net. And all hostilities are going to flare there as the net, of course, come off the mooring as well.
Well, there you see a long shot from the behind the net camera. All the players and most of the officials, Johnny on the spot, the lone guy standing at the top of the face-off circle is Ben Harper, and he's standing his ground there, but it brings everybody in close proximity, and we'll see what's going to happen here with the infractions by the officials on this play. But the furious action, the closest the Storm have gotten to the net with some opportunities, and their first shot registered in the period after that flurry. And the Storm had been, over the course of the season, the third period has been their strongest period, scoring
they really poured it on.
Pile of goals in the third frame against their opposition. They're right here, right?
Well, one shot on goal, it's not going to get you too far.
That's right, but you only need one good one to knot this, so that's what they want to get.
Yep. You're going to look at Jake Smith, who's had 24 shots fired his way. He's been impressive tonight.
Yeah, a little more energy now in the Guelph Storm skates, and I think was all generated earlier in the period by that fourth line of Pirog and Suter and so on.
Cycled in there by Fabry, looking for Reichel as McIver cut it off, and he'll play to the wall, looking to get it to Praplin. Kept in there by Baltisburgers. It's now sent down the ice. That's McLeod trying to cut through there. No spin and fired into the near corner. Mitchell couldn't get it past McLeod. It's out to Amadio trying to step in there. He played it into the slot, and Mitchell will work it over to the far corner out of harm's way. But here comes the Battalion again. A backhand chance by Amadio. Blue just trying to keep it in deep. And Baltisberger, a lead pass up for Fabry. Reichel heading to the slot. Back out to Mitchell, driving in there. Mitchell, shot, scores! Zach Mitchell ties the game at 2.
Zach Mitchell ties this hockey game up, and for Mitchell, that's his 11th goal of the postseason, and a big one it was for the Guelph Storm as it ties this close hockey game up, and it's just a second shot on goal, getting position, open net. There's the shooting lane, no sticks, no bodies in front of that one, and we're tied at 2.
Well, Bill, as you're wont to say, he just cruised right down Broadway with a great shot. Nothing but slot to cruise in there and fired past Smith. So, clock thickens, 7:20 to play here. We're deadlocked at 2 apiece. Here comes Henriksen in the Guelph territory, trying to get past Ebert. And then Leslie will regroup for Guelph. Played to neutral ice as Wood will give it across to Miller. And that's steered in by McKenzie. Kosmachuk, cross ice, broken up. Hustled in there by Lewis. He's got one of the goals tonight. As Miller will bounce it in deep. Storm making changes here. Leslie around to Ebert. He chips it out to Ryan Horvat. The assistant captain can't get it past his man. Lewis comes back the other way. He'll work it to the wall looking for Jarvis. And a delayed penalty call here.
Yeah, this going to Guelph for tripping, and I think it's going to be on, let's see, it could be Bertuzzi. We'll see who skates over.
Well, nobody's actually.
It's going to be Matt. There's
Kosmachuk, yeah. Nobody was too quick to claim that one. So it will be Scott Kosmachuk to sit for 2 minutes or less. Let's have a look here. Yeah, a bit of a blindside hit there at the...
Yeah, well away from the puck, 50 or 60 feet maybe, but in the box he goes, so the Battalion look to come back after Guelph just tied it up at 12:23, and they will go on the power play looking for the go-ahead goal once again.
Blue Juss across for Matteo, back to Blue Juss. Now shifted to McIver. His drive, and that is gloved by Justin Nichols through a crowd.
So a charging call, I think it was announced as same result. 2 minutes in the box for Kosmachuk, and the Battalion dearly would like to bury one here.
Off the draw, Matteo trying to out-muscle Trajanovic in there. And Trajanovic will win that battle, but Goodrow trying to help Battalion out, and it's worked over to the near side for Henriksen. Goodrow to Henriksen, back to Blue Juss on the line. His low shot bounces in there. And Amadio just missed there as Justin Nichols got a piece of that as well. Blue Juss to Henriksen as the Battalion coming close to taking the lead. There's a drive just wide. Amadio trying to get to it behind the net, and Blue Juss will have to come all the way back.
Well, that could be a game saver right there. As in acrobatic style was Nichols getting his right pad thrown up in the air, and he was down on the ice when he did so, and he got it just in the nick of time out of the way.
You're right. Smith gave it away there to Mitchell, but his mates bail him out. That'll be brought out now by Nick Paul. Up the right side there, Praplin. Over the near corner is Goodrow. Thompson rather, cruises in there against Baltisberger. He works back to the line for Wood. Now Miller. Turn feed, Wood. Bertuzzi blocking that, and it's cleared out and down the ice by Guelph. 30 seconds left in this man advantage.
Three things have happened. The tying goal, the big save by Nichols, and that block by Bertuzzi have got this crowd back into this hockey game, and it could benefit the Storm.
Baltisberger just hit McGinn with his clearing shot there.
No, he got hit too. There's a penalty on this. He got hit with the puck, but he also got
hit at the same time.
Blindsided by Miller, it looks like. But we'll see who the guilty party is, and McGinn is down.
Well, let's hope he's okay.
Yeah, first order of business is ensuring he is okay. But this coming with 14 seconds left in Kozmachuk's penalty. So we'll see what the result will be. They're having a conference down there to see what each other saw.
Let's have a look.
Right there, and then he gets hit. Yeah. It was Thompson with a hit to the head, so we'll see what this results in.
And Bill, you know, we talked about Ben Thompson in the pregame, the fact that he's always brought his A game and that aggressive sort of rugged style that he plays against these Guelph Storm when he was a member of the Kitchener Rangers, and he's had a good game tonight as well.
He's changed his uniform, but not his style.
No.
We mentioned he's a big body, 6'2" out there, and a big lad. So
I think he plays a real pro game as well. I think he's going to be a good NHL player for the New Jersey Devils.
So it's just 2 minutes on the board. So in 14 seconds, it will be a Guelph Storm power play. So for that long amount of time, it's 4-on-4 hockey. So as the Battalion had their chance with the extra man, the Storm killed off a minute and 46 of that penalty in power play, and they'll have an opportunity to turn it up ice and bring some pressure back to the Battalion for the go-ahead goal. So
checking to the head, the call on Ben Thompson. So with 14 seconds left in the Kozmachuk penalty, the Storm will have a power play for 146. And there's 4:43 left here in this third period in a 2-2 hockey game. We hope you're enjoying the action wherever you might be across Ontario tonight. We're glad you're along with us. Fabry taken in there by McIver and sent down as Blue Just works it ahead for Paul. He has Goodrow, he gives it to him. Goodrow driving in there against Leslie, and Ebert comes across to take the puck away. Storm now on the power play. Fabry couldn't penetrate the zone as Blue Just works it ahead. Fabry cruising back inside his line. The lead pass to Kirby Reichel. Reichel into the corner. He'll wire it around back out to Leslie, right point. Into the corner for Reichel. He's taken in hard there by McIver. And Reichel will chip it in for Mitchell. Out to Ebert, pinching in a drive over top of the cage, and Ebert angered with himself there, thought he had one. McIver knocked down there by Fabry, back out to Ebert, left point, across for Leslie in a shot, and that is blocked again by the defenders of the Battalion, and McIver taking that one, and they've done that all night. Fabry neutralized cross ice for Bertuzzi. He looks for an outlet. He leaves there for Kozmachuk, out to Trojanovic. Across to Finn, right point. He cruises in, his low shot, that goes wide. 32 seconds left, man advantage. Finn, that goes off Miller just wide as Kozmachuk trying to battle for it for Guelph down low. Miller, wraparound attempt, Dickinson. And scooping that out of the air off Kozmachuk's stick is a very alert Jake Smith with a great save.
Well, alert was Kozmachuk to get that loose puck just outside the blue ice on this side, and he got the backhander away, but it found the mitt of Smith. What a save after a great opportunity by Kozmachuk. 21 seconds left in the Thompson penalty and the Storm power play. 3:03 left in the third period. Buckle up.
It's going to be a bumpy ride here to the end. Trojanovic holding it in there for Kozmachuk. Kozmachuk, top of the circle, down low to Dickinson. Out to Trojanovic, across to Finn, the one-timer right on. Pinball's just off of Smith and over to the far corner. Kept in by Guelph. Kozmachuk. A backdoor pass looking for Dickinson. Dickinson keeps it in across to Brock McGinn. His drive knocking that down was Smith, and he's able to clamp down on it with 2:33 to play.
Well, Smith played a strong game, and a couple of opportunities there for the Storm on the rebounds, but no Storm player in contact with the puck or position to do so. But
Great pressure on the power play by the Storm as they trail now in the shots on goal 32, 28, 2:33 left in the third.
Off the draw, Auger trying to drive it to the net. Blue just tied him up. And it's rolled ahead for Jarvis. Neutral ice, Horvat, a lead pass forward for Tuzi. That's rolled in on Smith, he'll just scoop it up. Storm will take the offensive zone face-off with 2:16 to play.
Well, that little dribbler to Smith's doorstep, stopped by him, is the 6th shot on goal in this period by the Storm. By my count, 14 favoring the Battalion, as they now have 32 registered on the board. And I'll do my math and see if I'm right.
Ivor wires it over there to the opposite side. It's kept in by Finn temporarily, but now the Battalion out to neutral ice. Goodrow out muscling Kosmachuk. Fired into the far corner. As Paul comes over there. Paul trying to maneuver it back in front. It's knocked away from him by Trajanovic. Trajanovic, a lead pass to Kosmachuk, who gives to McGinn. McGinn driving in there. He'll play it in deep. Kosmachuk trying to get away from McLeod with it. McLeod will win that battle and send it all the way down to Guelph territory. A minute and a half to play. Deadlocked at 2 apiece. Fabry. Ebert back there. Kraplin trying to strip it from Fabry. It's cleared down the ice by Guelph. McIver for McLeod. Played in by Kraplin. Reichel over the far side. Looking for Fabry. Was knocked away from him. And McLeod cross ice for Kraplin. Had it bounce off his stick, and now Mitchell breaking out. Storm dump it in deep and give chase. Paul will feather it in deep, and his mates will change. 35 seconds with overtime looming. McIver. Harper back to neutral ice. Hard hit by Paul on Kosmachuk. As Henriksen trying to maneuver right in. Tried to go short side, knocked down by Nichols. Blue just knocked that away from McGinn at the last moment. As Kosmachuk plays into the corner for McGinn. Baltisberger pinching in from his point spot. He fires it through the slot. Kept in by Kosmachuk. As the buzzer goes, the Storm come close right at the buzzer, but we are going to overtime in game number 1 of the Rogers OHL Championship Series.
Well, 0-0 at the end of 20, 1-1 at the end of 40, 2-2 after 60 minutes of play, and we go to an extra period of play, tied at a 2.
So after regulation, it's the Guelph Storm 2, the North Bay Battalion 2, and we will be back with our intermission and overtime on the OHL Championship Series on Rogers TV right after this.
And welcome back to the Sleeman Center, everybody. After regulation, both clubs, the Battalion from North Bay and the host Guelph Storm, tied at 2 in a titanic defensive struggle here through 60 minutes of play. The third period goals, Jamie Lewis put the Battalion up at 2-1, 3:35 into the third period of play. Matt Santos and Marcus McIver picking up the assists on the play, and it was 2-1. And for the second time in this hockey game, the Battalion took the lead, and for the second time, it was the Storm battling back to knot it. And it was at 2:23, Zach Mitchell with his 11th of the postseason from Robbie Fabry, and Phil Baltisberger puts us where we are right now, tied at 2, heading into overtime sudden death. A titanic defensive battle here between these two clubs. We'll see who gets sunk in this overtime as we head into the first overtime The Storm were outshot 15-6 in the third period. The Battalion hold a 33-29 shot margin heading into extra play. This is a dandy, folks, in the Rogers OHL Championship Series. We're just about ready for third period action, and let's turn it over to Steve Fitzsimmons.
Well, thank you, Bill, but it is in fact overtime. You said third period action, but I don't blame you.
Well, it's just, you know, the pressures of great hockey.
There you go, eh? So, who
Just
are you
seems-
taking for either side in the overtime?
I'm taking Scott Kosmachuk for the Storm, and on the other side, I like Miller off the back end. He's put some points off the blue line for the Battalion.
I'm going to take Jason Dickinson for Guelph and Henriksen for the North Bay Battalion. You can send us your picks on Twitter, and there you see our Twitter handles. And we'd love to hear from you with who you're going to select for the overtime hero tonight. So we're underway here with overtime as McGinn trying to chop it in. It rolls back to Finn. He works at cross ice, and Blue just plays it ahead. And that's Thompson with a chance, and that is out of play.
Well,
and Ben Thompson has been a thorn in the Guelph Storm side tonight.
he has, and the Storm have to get through that. And we said earlier in the hockey game that the Storm will get the message. You have to shoot, especially in that second period when they were outshot, I should say, 12-7, and it continued in the third, 15-6. They were outshot, and the message from the coaching staff: shoot the puck. A simple concept, more difficult sometimes to carry out than not.
Neutral ice, that's Thompson walking in. There's a drive knocked away by Nichols. Paul over to the wall. He gives to Goodrow. It rolls away from him, and now McGinn will break out for Guelph. He'll loft it cross ice. That's knocked down by Blue Just, and it'll be played back in by Goodrow. Both teams changing. Trajanovic around to Finn. Cross ice to Dickinson. He cruises in. Dickinson scores! Jason Dickinson, the overtime hero tonight, as the Guelph Storm win game one.
Well, just 57 seconds into the extra period of play, it's the Guelph Storm who indeed sink the Battalion in this titanic defensive battle, as I said. And the overtime hero, you called him, Jason Dickinson, is the winner. A wicked wrister found the back of the net, and he was swarmed by his teammates as they skate off with the opening victory in this Rogers Championship OHL.
And a hard-fought overtime victory it was. As the Guelph Storm prevail in game number one, 3-2 in overtime, and quite the battle tonight. And Bill, for people that thought this series would be one-sided one way or the other, they certainly might be thinking different now.
No, this game could have gone either way, and here's the call. And just as we announced that you can put your tweet or your guesses in, the game was over just like that in 57 seconds. And you have to put Dickinson up as a star honors, and we'll see. Thompson and Lewis, the goal scorers for the Battalion, and a strong game play between the pipes by Jake Smith, as he has done all postseason long. McGinn, Mitchell, and Dickinson, the goal scorers for Guelph.
Well, we'll take a break. We will be back with the post-game press conference tonight from both teams, as well as some post-game coverage. You're watching and the three-star selections too as well. So you are watching the Rogers OHL Championship Series on Rogers TV. Stay with us.